this is not the way that I wanted to see my first barra here. Lake Proserpine, come and have a look. What a giant. Let's have a look. Water. Come here. It's a bit sick. Hopefully it's not because of the fisherman. Hopefully it's something else, but she's full. I'd love to be able to put a pin in her belly. I might try and just see if I can pop that belly, and that might be all it is. She's certainly a little bit sick though. I'll just see if I can get my hands on it. And then we'll go after one. I'm not going to be able to get it. He's not connected to a line, and every time I get close he kicks off, so sad seeing a big one like this. Have a look. He's a monster, well over the metre. I can't get him every time I lay him down, he just kicks off. There he goes. I'm not 100% on exactly why that is, but I'm guessing there's potential that can happen because of fishermen that have pulled them up from really deep, and it's their swim bladder bloats out, and then they're not returned or pricked or dropped down with a weight, which is, you know, there's a lot of fish in here, but it's always hard to see even one swimming around like that. They can't get back down or can't get a swim bladder right. Would have loved to have been able to get it, but anyway, we'll keep going and get the fishing happening. There are barra around, eh? I can see some. They're just, it's unbelievable up here. They are absolutely everywhere. I'm hoping that's the sign for the morning, because I've never been here before, never fished it before, but there's one here. I can see it. Alright, here goes. Cruising out here. There's a bow wave on there. Oh my god! Oh my god. No way. No way. Oh, that is a first for me. I don't even know if you saw that because it was right under my feet. I found this lure this morning. I found this frog just sitting in the weeds. Oh, my heart does not know what the hell is going on. Mate, I am a mess from the very first cast. This could be a very, very interesting morning. Oh, if you didn't see it, I reckon you heard it. But man, this is nuts. I came down here. I come to these places with such little expectation, regardless of the action that I've seen on YouTube, heard from a local tackle store, whatever, because there's so much in fishing a new spot and getting used to it. But that was literally cast number one. And a miss. And it's like I'm in Neverland. This is like completely lost. The fog is so thick, you can barely see anything. I can see a line of weed along the edge there, but there is nothing. There's no sky, there's no edges to the dam, there's no mountains. I'm just out in the middle of it. First time I've been here. I came down this morning, no cameras rolling obviously. Quiet as can be. I left my boat in overnight, just in at the bank there where we're camping, and I rolled down this morning, and as I pulled into the edge of the pontoon and put all my gear down, I looked out and I was like, is that a log? That's a log. Has to be a log. It's like a metre from my toes. And I stared at it for a while and imagined the back of a BARRA, and I'm like, no, there's no chance. It's absolutely dead still. There's no movement. Stared it out for ages. Put my foot in the water and away it went. A massive one. So I've been greeted beautifully this morning, and to be honest with you, I'm happy with that. I'm scared of catching one of these fish, to be honest, because I've upgraded my gear. I've got my Corrado here, but I've got 50-pound Power Pro, and this is like a 70 or 80-pound leader that I grabbed off one of my big offshore setups. And yeah, I'm scared at this point. There's another one. Here we go. Oh my god, this is freakish stuff. There's one right there. I can see it. Oh, too close. I've learnt something straight away. I threw that about a metre in front. The land is not going to be a metre in front anymore. The land is going to be 5 metres away. Oh my god. Mate, there are storms happening in the water here. Huge, big tornadoes of water just swirling around me. Quick, get your GoPro set up, John. Alright boys, well it hasn't gone to plan this afternoon. I was devastated. We're out putting some pots in for red claw, and this just most ridiculous moment, I smacked it into speed 10, and at that precise moment hit, I couldn't even see anything that I hit, but I hit something, and it was probably a rock that was out of sight because the water was a bit disturbed, and I've sheared my Minn Kota prop. So it's free spinning, and it meant that I couldn't really fish this afternoon, so I was literally drifting into weed beds and then having to outboard motor out and then drift back into weed beds trying to chase a BARRA as the sun went down, and it wasn't hopeless, but I didn't get any fish, and I'm mostly just gutted because I'm out of range, so I can't Google search anything. I can't call boys that could maybe point me in the right direction. I've had to try and jimmy this up myself, but basically I'll show you what's happened. So here's my Minn Kota, and my prop is free spinning, and then the noise reduction nut that I've got here, you might be able to see that noise reduction nut, I can't get that off. When it's all housed in there and then I've sheared the pin or sheared the prop, there's nothing to turn that against. So there's still some force going through that, so I can get, that's still got torque. So I don't think it's like a gearing issue. It's the prop here was just free spinning. And that's what you use to tighten that on. So I literally can't get it off. So I've had to, thank God for zip ties and some tape, some strapping tape, electrical tape. That's what I've had to do. I've tried to jimmy it up so I can have another crack. You only get a couple of goes at Peter Faust when you're living on the Gold Coast and doing a trip around the country. We are due to leave tomorrow morning. I haven't got my BARRA yet. I lost one this morning, missed out this afternoon with a sheared prop on my Minn Kota, but I'm doing everything I can to have another go in the morning. So kids are in bed, asleep, Lauren's in bed, and everyone around here at the campsite, it's all gone quiet, and I'm still out working trying to get this happening for the morning. So hopefully there's enough tension between the zip ties and the tape that I've torqued down onto that silencing nut to be able to get it to go. If you've got any hints on what I can do there, I'd love to hear your comments. Put them in the section below. Otherwise, I think I'm going to have to get a propeller replaced or do something when I get into Townsville or Cairns. Absolutely gutted. It better not, it better not have impact on my Cape trip with the Minn Kota, because this is a custom sized Minn Kota. I've cut it down so that it fits inside the tinny. So the neck of it is really short to help with my skip casting, and so it just fits inside the tinny really well for our travels. So, and it's an older motor at this point. So anyway, big dramas. I want to share everything with you. That's what's happened tonight. I'm still going. Hopefully it's torqued down and I'll be able to get speed 1 or 2 out of it tomorrow without it slipping, and cruise into a bay and snag a BARRA. All right, boys. I'll see you in the morning. Oh well, folks, this is a very hard one to take, because despite my best efforts across 2 mornings, I've had 2 2-hour sessions, and it's nearly 8 o'clock now. The kids will be getting up, or they will be up and waiting for breakfast, so I'm going to get back to camp. But after such an incredible start to the morning yesterday, I really thought that I was going to be able to convert, but I haven't. And I'll tell you what I've tried. So conditions yesterday were fantastic. We had big winds in the lead into that when we were staying in at Early Beach, and then the first morning of fishing, it had calmed right off, and there was a fog to drop the light, which was just beautiful. And there was action on the surface. I could see a few BARRA. There were BARRA getting spooked. They were sitting up near the surface right around these weed edges, and I got one hit with a miss, and I spooked a few. And look, I've been that close. I've literally been able to touch a BARRA, but I haven't been able to hook one. I've tried everything over the last 2 mornings, and yesterday afternoon when I shredded my motor, I shredded the pin off my Minn Kota. I drifted around. I was trying different things late afternoon for an hour and just haven't been able to get it done. So I've been fishing with this Holtz prawn, and the action on these big Holtz prawns is just so seductive that I can't believe I haven't been hit. And yeah, these are a real favourite of mine regardless of the species. I've been fishing a little suspending hard body this morning with BKK hooks, this little Jackson Jester, a lot like a squirrel, and beautiful finish on it. I've fished with that. I fished with, what else have I fished with? I fished with some Zoom frogs. So I had some Zoom frogs from years ago when I ordered them from America. I fished with a Z-Man weedless frog. That's what I got the hit on. I fished with one of my own lures, and it's just been a tough couple of hours, but I will be back, and I am going to crack these barra. I'm learning a hell of a lot at the moment. It's been beautiful to see the wildlife and see the way that things play out here. It's so calm and still this morning that it's postcard stuff, and the wildlife is just incredible. Where we've been staying has been amazing, right on the banks. We've just had the most beautiful couple of days here, but we are going to leave and we're going to head north and keep going on our trip. And the next place we're going to stop at is just south of Townsville. There's going to be plenty of fishing there as well. I'm going to hopefully I'm going to get this Minn Kota prop fixed. That's devastating in itself, but I've bush mechanic fixed it up so I could limp around this morning and have another go. That's about it. I was fishing with 40 pound. I had an 80 pound leader on one of the setups and 40 and 40 on another. If you do some barra fishing in the dams and you know what sort of setups to use, can you put it in the comments below? I'd love to hear what you guys use, because I feel like I was a little bit undergunned with 40-40, and 40 with an 80 pound like a metre leader might have been a bit too heavy. Although I always hear that barra aren't leader shy. I'm working things out and learning as I go, because I haven't done a hell of a lot of barra fishing yet, but it's all coming. So anyway, licking my wounds this morning. The kids were rife last night in the caravan, not a lot of sleep, but I really wanted to get up and have another go at it. Even with my motor bush mechanic tricked up and on limp mode, I just had to have another crack, because the rewards here, if you can get here and crack it, are just massive. It has been colder this morning. Yesterday wasn't as bad, but I'd hate to blame the conditions. I always think that there's fish feeding somewhere and that I can try to find them. But yeah, it didn't happen this morning. Thanks a lot for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one. One of those sessions, you get hit first cast and then nothing for 2 days. My God. Oh well.